Hello, good morning Year 6 and welcome to today's maths lesson where we are going to be looking at rounding numbers and we're going to be looking at rounding numbers to the nearest 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000 and million. And of course you are going to be able to explain by the end of the lesson how numbers are rounded and the rules for them. Now rounding to the nearest 10, the rules. You'll need to find a number in the tens column and you circle it. So let me just make this a little bit bigger. So I've got 34 here. Okay, so I find the number in the tens column and I circle it. There we go, circled, okay. Then I look next door. And if the number is 4 or less, I keep this number the same. If the number is 5 or more, I add 1 to the circled number and put zeros after it. So for example, this is a 4, which means that the circled number stays the same. And then therefore, I put zeros after the circled number. So 34, rounded to the nearest 10, is 30. Again, if you want this visually, if I draw out a number line, okay, and I have 30 and 40, about halfway here, it's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and this side, 34, 33, 32, and 31. So 34 is here. And is it closer to 30 or is it closer to 40? Well, it's closer to 30. So rounded to the nearest 10 is going to be 30. Okay, and that's a visual version of it there, and that's how it works. But a simple rule you need to remember, the number after the circled number, if it is bigger, if it is 5 or bigger, it will go up. If it is 4 or less, then this will stay the same. And I just then put zeros after my circled number. So let's have a look at this rounded to the nearest 10. It is no different even if I have got a bigger number. Okay, so here I have got 572,693,983, and I'm rounding that to the nearest 10. Well, nothing changes. I circle my number in the tens column, okay, because this is what I'm rounding. This is where I'm finding out whether it's going up or down. I then look next door. It's a 3. And again, if the number is from 4 or less, the circled number stays the same. And if it's 5 or more, I add 1 more. Well, it's 3, which is it's 4 or less, so it's this one here. Okay, that means that this number will stay the same, and this will become a 0. So therefore, this will become 572,693,980. Okay, so this is the number rounded to the nearest 10. The rules don't change no matter how big the number is, even if you're rounding to the nearest 10. Okay, so let's have a little look at the next question. Round this number to the nearest 100. So I've got 543,883. Now I'm rounding to the nearest 100 this time. Okay, so the nearest 100. So I'm going to find the hundreds column. It's all about your place value. Remember, units, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands. So I'm rounding to the nearest 100, so I circle the hundreds number, which is the 8. I then look next door. Oh, it's an 8 next door. If the number is 4 or less, the circled number stays the same. If the number is 5 or more, I add 1 more. Well, it's an 8. That means that I'm going to increase this one here by 1. So it's now going to become 543,900. Okay, because it's going to increase by 1 here. And then these numbers here will go to zeros. Okay, because this number is closer to 543,900 than it is closer to 543,800. Okay. Same rules apply even when looking at 10,000. So round this number to the nearest 10,000. Exactly same rules apply. So I'm going to look straight away for the tens of thousands. So I've got units, tens, hundreds, thousands, and I've got tens of thousands. So I circle my number because this is the number I'm looking at. I look next door. It's a 3. So the number in the circle will stay the same. So therefore, this number, which is 573,883, rounded to the nearest 10,000, is going to be 570,000. Because it's a 3, so this number is not going to change, and these will all just become 0. Again, this number is closer to 570,000 than it is closer to 580,000. Okay, so rounding the rules. You find the number in the column you're being asked to find. So if you're asking to round to the nearest 10,000, you go to the 10,000 column. If you're being asked to go to the nearest million, you go to the millions column. Okay? Then you look next door, you look to the right of the number, okay, the column that comes before it. And if the number is 4 or less, the circled number stays the same. If the number is 5 or more, you add 1 to the circled number. And then all the numbers after the circled number, no matter what you do, will become zeros. Now there's some tricky ones here. Okay, so round this to the nearest 1,000. So instantly, I'm going to go to my thousands column. And it says to round it to the nearest 1,000. Easy peasy, that's a 9. Okay, so this one would then become 16,000. Because it's a 9, that means that this circled number is going to go up, and these will become zeros. Now this bottom one is a little bit trickier, okay? So I've got to round this number here to the nearest 100,000. So I've got units, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions. So it's this one here, the 9, okay? There's 900,000. This one's a little bit trickier because even though this 7 is definitely going to go up, I can't write 1, 10, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. What I would have to do is, when I round this up, okay, this number is going to go up by 1, but it's not going to be a 9, it's going to be 0, and then this one would go up by 1 as well. So therefore, when rounded, 1,976,354, the actual closest number, okay, rounded up to the nearest 1,000, is actually 2 million. Okay, so just be careful that you do round these up. Don't write 1 and then 10. Okay, think about your place value. Because remember, if you were to have 10 hundreds of thousands, you would actually have 1 million. And that's basically what's happening here. Okay, your hundred thousands are going up to 10, which means you'll have an extra million. And that's how this works here. So, your tasks for today are to complete the rounding worksheets that have been sent to your parents. They're also on Google Drive. Now, you need to send me your work as soon as it's finished, but definitely before 3:30 p.m. We're getting much, much better this week, and it's really, really good to see, but there's still a few coming in later, so please get it sent in as soon as it's finished this morning. Extension activities are on Study Ladder, or if you want to have a go at Sumdog, you may do so if you wish. Thank you very much, Year 6. I look forward to speaking to you this morning in our maths sessions.